Globalization, climate change, demographic trends, migratory flows, and the management of natural resources are some of the challenges that Europe is facing. But there are regions in Europe, the so-called outermost regions, that are particularly vulnerable and exposed to these challenges. This was reason enough for the EPP Group to deal with some of these problems and to organize its study days in one of Europe's outermost regions, in Madeira. Madeira, together with the Azores, the Canaries, Guadeloupe, Guyana, Martinique and Réunion, is one of the 7 outermost regions of the European Union. As such, it enjoys a special status of the European Community Treaty based on the permanent disadvantages these regions face, such as remoteness, insularity, size, difficult topography, climate and economic dependence on few products. The European Union's policy on outermost regions, especially after the new Lisbon Treaty, was one of the topics extensively discussed during the study days of the EPP Group in Madeira. Former EPP Group member Margie Sudre, European Parliament's rapporteur on the strategy for the outermost regions,
European action should focus on enabling the regions to develop themselves. The aim is not to ask for more money, but to exploit the capacities that these regions have.
The EPP Group was always at the forefront supporting the cohesion policy for the outermost regions. Even despite the voices that want to change future European cohesion policy, they want to keep the current level of support, says Marian Zan Marinescu, Vice Chairman of the EPP Group and Chairman of the Working Group Budget and Structural Policies.
I think that the cohesion policy was one of the success story of European Union, and we have to support the regions generally, and of course the regions that they need more help.
And Madeira is one of the success stories, as we can see today. But as Nuno Teixeira, EPP Group member of the Committee on Regional Development in the European Parliament, underlines, the island tries to recover from the devastation caused by flash floods and mudslides which hit the island at the beginning of the year.
The total amount of damages caused by the storm in February was 1,080 million euros. If we look back and if we think about that between 2000 and 2006, the total amount of European funds was 1,098 million. We can say that in approximately 6 hours, that was the time of the storm that came over Madeira, we almost destroyed 6 years of European funds. So at this point, we have to look at what is still to be rebuilt.
The Lisbon Treaty provides us with a very strong juridical base to help the outermost regions. But according to José Manuel Soria López, Vice President of the Regional Government of the Canary Islands, there is still much work to be done.
Mainly 3 things. First of all, to improve and to increase the connectivity of the outermost regions in a 3 dimension, which means at the interior of these regions, between those regions from Madeira to the Canary Islands and Azores, and as well the connectivity of those regions with the rest of Europe. Secondly, competitiveness, because otherwise it won't be able to profit those opportunities we have in our closer markets. And thirdly is this question, to try to insert a bit more our economies in those third markets of, in this case, African economies.
José Manuel Barroso, President of the European Commission, taking Madeira as an example, underlined the success of the European policy on the outermost regions. A region almost medieval some decades ago turned out to be one of the most developed in European terms.
We want to keep this policy of cohesion, social, economic and territorial cohesion, and of course the outermost regions, they need that outermost support.
The outermost regions are the outposts of the European Union in the world. Their geographic hindrance should be taken as an advantage. They are located on shipping routes or straits and occupy an important position for trade. They also offer an ideal location for experimentation to combat the effects of the climate change, a remarkable biodiversity and wealth of marine ecosystems, and of course, high-quality agricultural products. Thank you for watching. See you again soon.